I'll never forget. One night, we were in a 9-week meeting at Brother Rudy's. Only people that Friday night, I mean, we're talking in full-blown revival meeting service. People getting saved almost every night. Well, this night, for some reason, it was a little slow getting started. And they got to singing, God's Been Good. Only people praising God that night, at that time, were the people in the wheelchairs. He had 4 sections. This middle section was split. Miss Mary was sitting beside Brother Rudy. She's pretty much an invalid. Brother Rudy's looked after. Across the way, there were 2 other people in a wheelchair. And they got to singing, God's Been Good. Help me. Go up there and get me one of them choir chairs, please. I don't mean to sound bossy. He said that night, them 3 in the wheelchairs, there was 2 on this side of the road. The only one's praising God. I'm going back to where I'm going in a minute, but I want to make it. He said, even if I have to crawl. Is that not what the song said? Thank you. The old boy, he's about 26 years old. His name was Wayne. Wayne was sitting over there in his wheelchair, and Wayne's hands are so twisted. He's so in bad condition that they've got him buckled into the seatbelt. The seatbelt's got him buckled in the wheelchair. And it got on old Wayne. It started getting good, and Wayne's paralyzed. He'd say, brother, Mark was how he talked to me. And I'm not making fun. And I watched him. He got them crippled hands, and he started fooling with that seatbelt. And he pushed that button. And finally got that seatbelt down on both sides. And all of a sudden, old Wayne scooted to the bottom. He got his legs under him. And he got his bottom to the end of that seat. And all of a sudden, in one motion, he fell out of that seat. And I watched that invalid man pull himself with his arms to the altar. When he got to the communion table, I was laying beside him. I thought, dear God, if he's crawling to the altar, I want to hear what he's got to say to you when he gets there. And that little crippled man crawled under that communion table, and in his broken tongue, this is what he said. He said, God, you've been good to me. I thought, dear God, here's a man whose tongue is tied, his body is crippled, his mind is slow, but he crawled to an altar to tell the God of heaven, thank you for being good to me. I thought, dear God, if that crippled man could crawl under a communion table and say thank you, how much more should you and I, with our hands and our faculties and our mind and our body, say, Lord, you've been good to me. Hallelujah.